Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Śrī Caitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, I welcome you to today's Sri Caitanya Charitamrita session. Today is the 12th of February 2026 and we are reading from Sri Caitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, Chapter 9, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's travels to the holy places in South India. Yesterday, we saw that after delivering those Buddhists, because all those Buddhists started to chant Hare Krishna, and then the Guru also, their leader also was chanting Hare Krishna. And then the leader fell on the feet. He submitted to Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. At that time, Mahaprabhu playfully just disappeared from there. And where did he appear after disappearing from the midst of all the Buddhists? And meanwhile, the people present there who were philosophers, various different, now everyone had become devotees. But when they saw how this Buddhist leader had also transformed, they were amazed and they were wonderstruck. And all of a sudden, Mahaprabhu playfully disappeared from there and he appeared in Tirupati, Tirumala. And then he started walking on the hill of Tirumala. And then he took darshan of the four-handed form of Lord Vishnu in Tirupati, Balaji. And after that, he went to Lord Ramchandra's temple in that area only. So we read a little bit about the city of Tirupati, which is a city of temples. Mainly there are Govindaraj temple and also Lord Ramchandra's temple. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited Lord Ramchandra's temple. And wherever he went, he would completely, by his influence, he would completely mesmerize all the people there. And they would all become devotees, Vaishnavas, begin to chant Hare Krishna. Even though, they may be, if they are Vaishnavas, of other sampradaya, they will all start chanting Krishna's names. And in this way, he turned the whole of South India into Vaishnavas. Then from there, he went to Mangalagiri, which is on the banks of the river Krishna, very close to the city of Vijayawada. And there on the hills of Mangalagiri, he visited which deity? Which deity did he visit in Mangalagiri?
Narasimha.
Yes, Pana Narasimha, Lord Nishingadev, who drinks this panakam, this drink, but he always takes half of whatever is being offered and the remaining half he leaves as prasadam. And you can see that to this day also. And they have this big festival which happens every year in the month of March. So from there, then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Shiva-Kanchi. Shiva-Kanchi is a place where there are hundreds of temples of Lord Shiva. And there's one major temple. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went there, and he, again, by his influence, simply by his presence, by his power, by his influence, simply by seeing him, all these devotees of Shiva turned into Vaishnavas. Then he went to Vishnu Kanchi, which is 5 miles away from Shiva Kanchi. Traditionally, we know that the devotees of Shiva and the devotees of Vishnu are always, opposing each other, because one is saying Shiva is supreme, the other is saying Vishnu is supreme. But now, by the influence of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, they all started chanting Krishna's names. Then he went to Vishnu Kanchi, and in Vishnu Kanchi, Mahaprabhu took darshan of Lakshmi Narayan, and once again, wherever he goes, he would offer many prayers, dandavat pranams to the Supreme Lord, and offer many prayers. So he did that. I think we stopped there. We can continue. Today's will be a short session because I started late. So the last one was 69. Vishnu Kanchi Asi Dekhila Lakshmi Narayan Pranama Korea Koilo Bahutastavan. Many prayers he offered Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu after offering obeisances to Lakshmi Narayan. Prema Veshe Nritya Gita Bahuta Korila Dina Dui Rahi Loke Krishna Bhakta Koila. So Prema Veshe, in the ecstasy of love of Krishna, Nritya Gita Bahuta Korila. He performed kirtan and he danced a lot. Bahut karila. So out of ecstasy, he just danced and he chanted and he performed kirtan there. Where? In Vishnu Kanchi, in front of Lakshmi Narayan deities. Dina Dui Rahi, he stayed there for 2 days. Loke Krishna Bhakta Koila. And by staying there for 2 days, he turned all those Vishnu Bhaktas into Krishna Bhaktas. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed at Vishnu Kanchi for 2 days, he danced and performed kirtan in ecstasy. When all the people saw him, they were converted into devotees of Lord Krishna. Not that he's preaching to them, Krishna is the supreme, so you should all chant Krishna's names only. No, not like that. Simply by seeing him, seeing his ecstasies, seeing his love, people got drawn to him, and they also wanted to do what he was doing. They wanted to get what he had, that love of Krishna. Everybody just became Krishna devotees by his staying there for 2 days. Trimalaya dekhi gelā, trikāla-hasti-sthāne, mahādeva dekhi tāre, karila praṇāme. Trimalaya. What is Trimalaya? Trimalaya means after seeing Trimalaya. So he was in Vishnu Kanchi. He was in Shiva Kanchi, Vishnu Kanchi. And before that, he went to Pana Narasimha. So did we read what is Trimalaya? Is it Tirumala? No, right? That happened already before. Trimalaya. Okay, Prabhupada is saying, we'll just read. Translation. After visiting Trimalaya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Sri Trikāla-hasti. This place, Trikāla-hasti, is a historic place. It's also called Śrī Caitanya. There are three words here. Trikāla and hasti. Hasti means elephant, kala means serpent, and tri means a spider. So there is a Puranic story here why this place is called like this. So there was a spider, a serpent, and an elephant, and all three of them worshipped Lord Shiva there. And being pleased by their devotion, Lord Shiva manifested there. So there's a self-manifest deity of Lord Shiva. It's in South India, Andhra. So after visiting Trimalaya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to see Trikāla-hasti. There he saw Lord Shiva and offered him all respects and obeisances. Purport. Trikāla-hasti or Śrī Caitanya is situated about 22 miles east of Tirupati. So yes, so then Trimalaya means Tirumala only. Okay. Trimalaya and Tirupati is downhill and Tirumala is on top of the hill. So 20 miles from Trimalaya. 20 miles east of Tirupati. 20 miles east of Tirupati. So on the way, so before this Śrī Caitanya, from Tirupati to Śrī Caitanya, on the way, then Mahaprabhu visited Lord Ramchandra's temple, which is in Tirupati, Pana Narsimha, Mangalagiri, then Vishnukanchi, Shivakanchi. So he visited these places and then he came to Trikāla-hasti. So after visiting Trimalaya means after visiting Tirumala and in between these places, then now he has come to Trikāla-hasti or Śrī Caitanya, which is 20 miles east of Tirupati. On its western side is a river known as Suvarnamukhi. On the western side of Śrī Caitanya is a river called Suvarnamukhi. The temple of Trikāla-hasti is located on the southern side of the river. Okay? So, on the western side of the temple is Suvarnamukhi river. Not necessarily temple, but that place, Trikāla-hasti. On the western side is the river Suvarnamukhi. And on the southern side of the river is the temple. Okay? The temple of Trikāla-hasti is on the southern side of the river. The place is generally known as Śrī Caitanya or Kalahasti and is famous for its temple of Lord Shiva. There he is called Vayulinga Shiva. Vayulinga Shiva. There is a story behind this, but I don't know. I mean, I studied when I was a child, we had in our books the story why it is called Trikāla-hasti, about these three, spider, elephant, and snake. There's some story. I actually don't even remember the details of the story. But being pleased by their devotion, the Lord Shiva manifests there. And it is one of these, Lord Shiva's self-manifest Shivalingas are there in certain places. So this is one of those. He manifested there, Lord Shiva, self-manifest Shivalinga, deity. Next. Pakṣi-tīrtha dekhi kaila Śiva-varāha vṛddhakola-tīrthe tabe karilā gamana. So Pakṣi-tīrtha dekhi. So the next place after Śrī Caitanya is Pakṣi-tīrtha. Just one second. So Pakṣi-tīrtha dekhi kaila Shiva-darshane. So the place is called Pakṣi-tīrtha, and there Mahaprabhu did darshan of Lord Shiva. So after visiting Śrī Caitanya, the next place, holy place that Mahaprabhu visited is Pakṣi-tīrtha. And who is the deity in Pakṣi-tīrtha? Lord Shiva. He took darshan of Lord Shiva. Vṛddhakola-tīrthe tabe karilā gaman. And from Pakṣi-tīrtha, he started for Vṛddhakola, the next holy place, Vṛddhakola. At Pakṣi-tīrtha, Lord Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu visited the temple of Lord Śiva. Then he went to the vṛddhakola place of pilgrimage. Purport. Pakṣi-tīrtha, also called Tirukadi-kundam, is located 9 miles southeast of Chimlipat. So I don't know. But Tirukadi-kundam. It is located 9 miles of Chimlipat. It has a 500-foot elevation and is situated in a chain of hills known as Vedagiri or Vedachalam. There is a temple of Lord Shiva there, and the deity is known as Vedagirishvara. Two birds come there daily, that's why Pakṣi-tīrtha. Two birds come there daily to receive food from the temple priest, and it is claimed that they have been coming since time immemorial. That is Pakṣi-tīrtha, which is a temple of Lord Shiva. Where is it? It is 9 miles southeast of Chimlipat. And this Pakṣi-tīrtha is also called Tirukadi-kundam. What is the importance of Pakṣi-tīrtha? Two birds come every day to claim, to get prasadam from the temple priest. And they have been coming every day since time immemorial. Another thing is, this Pakṣi-tīrtha is 500 foot elevated from ground level, 500 foot. And is situated in a chain of hills known as Vedagiri or Vedachalam. It's in the midst of a chain of hills, Vedagiri or Vedachalam, and the deity of Lord Shiva is called Vedagiri Ishvara, the Lord of Vedagiri hills. Okay, so Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu went there walking to Pakṣi-tīrtha and took darshan of Lord Shiva. And from there, next he went to Vṛddhakola. Okay, Vṛddhakola. Śveta-varāha dekhi, tāre namaskari, pītāmbara-śiva-sthāne, gelā gaurahari. Śveta-varāha dekhi. So from there he went to Vṛddhakola, right? So there Mahaprabhu saw Śveta-varāha, tāre namaskari, and he offered obeisances to, when he took darshan of Śveta-varāha in Vṛddhakola, he offered obeisances. pītāmbara-śiva-sthāne, gelā gaurahari. So then he went to the temple of Lord Shiva. Śiva-sthāne means temple of Lord Shiva. Pītāmbara-śiva-sthāne. Why Pītāmbara? That means Lord Shiva is dressed in yellow garments. Pītāmbara-Shiva, right? Shiva who is wearing yellow garments. Pītāmbara-śiva-sthāne, gelā gaurahari. Śveta-varāha dekhi, tāre namaskari, pītāmbara-śiva-sthāne, gelā gaurahari. He offered when he took darshan of Śveta-varāha, he offered obeisances, and from there he went to Lord Shiva's temple, where Lord Shiva is pītāmbari, he is wearing yellow garments. Okay. At Vṛddhakola, Lord Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu visited the temple of Śveta-varāha, the white boar incarnation. After offering him respects, the Lord visited the temple of Lord Shiva, wherein the deity is dressed with yellow garments. So what is the significance of Śveta-varāha? Śveta-varāha, let's read the purport, then I'll explain. The temple of the white boar incarnation is situated at Vṛddhakola. Okay, Vṛddhakola. Or Sri Mushnam. This Vṛddhakola is also called Sri Mushnam. This is the temple of Śveta-varāha, Varahadev's temple. The temple is made of stone and is located about 1 mile south of an oasis known as Balipītam. The temple is made of stone and is located 1 mile south of an oasis known as Balipītam. There is a deity of the white boar incarnation above whose head Sheshnag serves as an umbrella. So all this is in the vicinity of Tirupati and Tirumala, right? Like 20 miles was the Pakṣi-tīrtha, right? It was 20 miles. then Lord Shiva's temple, then now Varahadev's temple. And it's all within the mountain range. Lord Shiva's, that Pakṣi-tīrtha is also Lord Shiva's temple in the middle of mountains, right? Vedagiri. So then now is Lord Varahadev's temple also there nearby. And Varahadev's temple there, Varahadev's temple is called Vṛddhakola or Sri Mushnam. And nearby is a lake or called Balipītham. And there is a deity of the white boar incarnation above whose head Sheshnag serves as an umbrella. So Varahadev with Anantasesh above him. The temple of Lord Shiva mentioned here is situated in Pītāmbara or Chidambaram, where lies 26 miles south of, which lies 26 miles south of Kadalur. So this is in Tamil Nadu, these places, right? So the temple of Lord Shiva mentioned here is situated in Pītāmbar. Lord Shiva is in yellow garments, or he's called Chidambaram, and it is 26 miles south of Kadalur. The deity of Lord Shiva there is known as Akashalinga. Akashalinga. Lord Shiva wearing yellow garments. Chidambaram he's called, and he's called Akashalinga. The temple is situated on about 39 acres of land. 39 acres of land. And all this land is surrounded by a wall. Wow. And by a road that is about 60 feet wide. Akashalingam temple. Okay. So the temple itself is on an area of 39 acres. And this entire area is surrounded by a wall and a road. So outside the wall, I guess, is the road, and the going all around the property of the temple. And the road is how many feet? 60 feet wide road. Akashalinga. Okay, this temple is of Lord Shiva, Akashalinga, and he wears yellow garments. And Mahaprabhu went there. Okay, we'll read this and we'll stop. Shiyali Bhairavi Devi. Acha, about Śveta-varāha, I want to tell you that Varahadev, there are different colored Varahadevs actually. At least we know two for sure. One is Śveta-varāha, the other is Rakta-varāha. Rakta-varāha is also sometimes called pītāmbara-śiva-sthāne or tamala-varāha. That means, he's reddish, sometimes bluish, greenish, like that. But Śveta-varāha is different from colored Varaha. Śveta-varāha is white Varaha. Their pastimes are different. The Lord's pastime as Śveta-varāha is different from his pastime as Rakta-varāha. And the times when he appears is also different. Śveta-varāha appears on the first day of every month of Brahma. So we know that Brahmaji also has 30 days in a month, 12 months in a year, and he lives for 100 years, Brahmaji. And each day of Brahma, when he wakes up, then he's creating. And then at the end of the day, which is 12 hours of his day is 12 hours, night is 12 hours. So at the end of the day, he takes rest. There's a partial annihilation. Everything up to from the lower planets within the universe, because Brahmaji, there's one Brahmaji for each universe. So in his universe, all the planets from below up to Swarga are completely inundated. The water of Garbhodaka ocean rises and all the planets up to Swarga are inundated. Before that inundation, there is fire. There is severe heat from above and from below. From below, because there is Anantasesh. So from the mouth of Anantasesh, fire comes out. And from above, the sun, at the time of annihilation, there is heat from 100 suns or 10,000 suns, I think. I forget the number. But so many suns shining simultaneously. Because of that heat, everything is burnt from above and from below, fire coming out of the mouth of Anantasej. So first there is, for 100 years, it is hot like this. So there is no life. Everybody, all bodies are burnt. And the living entities, they all go to Brahmaji with their subtle bodies. And then after 100 years of this, the next 100 years, there is torrential rainfall. What type of rainfall? Samvartaka rainfall, where the water is falling in pillars, not in drops. And then the water level of the ocean, Garbhodaka ocean, rises and rises up to Swarga. So everything is inundated. That is partial annihilation. So when there is fire coming from below, the up to Swarga, everything is burnt. But right above Swarga is Maharloka. So there in Maharloka, there is the inhabitants in Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapoloka, Satyaloka, they are not burnt. Even during partial annihilation, they stay. Yes, Swarga means heaven. Heaven is completely burnt. Above, right above heaven is Maharloka. So these are the planetary systems of the sages. They are not burnt. However, the heat from Swarga can be felt because it's right below Maharloka. It can be felt in Maharloka also. So all the residents of Maharloka move above. They go to Janaloka. So the people are there, but they don't stay there. They move to the higher planetary system. They go to Janaloka. And Maharloka remains. However, it's very hot. It's not inhabitable. So then in Janaloka, Tapoloka, people are staying. They don't go into, like to take rest in Brahmaji. They stay there and they are performing their tapasya and they're, living in bliss there. But Brahmaji, he takes rest in Satyaloka. He sleeps with all these conditioned souls. That is his night. All night long, he will sleep. So this happens every day for Brahmaji. And when he wakes up in the morning, the water level goes down. What happens the next day morning? I'm telling you. And in Brahmaji's one day, there are 1,000. So every morning, yeah. So the first thing that happens in the morning every day is the planets are not there now, right? The earth has gone down into Garbhodaka. The water level of Garbhodaka ocean has risen high. So, jaldi karo. So the water level rises high. So now Brahmaji has to create. He has to give bodies in Swargaloka, then in Bhuvarloka, Bhuloka, Atala, Vitala, Sutala. So he has all these conditioned souls with him. Based on their karma, he has to give them bodies and places, families, right? Where each one is going to live. He has to give them each and every living entities. Just imagine what kind of, you know, complex job Brahmaji has. That's why, he's the most advanced person on the material platform. So now in the morning he has to do that. So to send them to their particular planets, the planets have to be there. So then he meditates on the Supreme Lord and Śveta-varāha appears. So every day in the morning when Brahmaji wakes up, when he has to create, first of all, the earth has to be restored to her normal position where she is not underwater. She has to be. So, Bhumandala is in the form of a disk. So, this is inside the universe. Okay. And this Bhumandala, within Bhumandala, there are cavities in the, within means on the surface. So just like a disc, a javelin, a disc like that. Earth is in the form of a disc. On the surface of the disc is where we are all staying. So if you see on the top of the disc, you can imagine some concentric circles. The center of that is called Jambudvip, and that is surrounded by one level of ocean. Outside that is another ring, like Plaksha-dvīp, Shalmali-dvīp, like that. There are 7 dvipas. So when we come to the 5th canto, actually we finished reading the 5th canto, right? But there we read how Priyavrat Maharaj, by driving his chariot, he actually, before him it was all just one. But he divided that one Bhumandala into 7 islands. And the furrows, right, created by his going in the chariot, those got filled with different liquids, and therefore there's an ocean of sweet water, then an ocean of sugarcane water, ocean of liquor, ocean of milk, ghee, and salt water, like that. It's there. So we are in the Jambudvip, the central middle thing. And in the center of that Jambudvip also there is Mount Sumeru. So below Mount Sumeru, inside the thickness of this Bhumandala in that disk, right below Sumeru, inside there are like burrows, you can say, right? Cavities. Those are the lower planets. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Sutala, Tala, Atala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala. And then below Patala, you have the hellish planets. 27 hellish planets. So this is the whole thing. So all these planets are inside the thickness of the earth. The earth is in the form of a disk. This entire earth goes inside water, or the water level rises up to Swarga. So everything is inundated. So the water has to come down. So when Brahmaji wakes up in the morning, he needs the place. He's praying to the Lord, and the Lord appears as Śveta-varāha. So we read that pastime, how Brahmaji comes out of, Lord Varahadev comes out of the nostril of Brahmaji, and he becomes big, and then, so then, of course, the sages are there in Janaloka, Janaloka, Tapoloka, and Satyaloka. The sages are there. So those sages are offering prayers to Varahadev. But also there's a mixing of story there. So that's why I was telling you there's another Varahadev that happens at a different time. Śveta-varāha comes at this time, at the beginning of creation. So, and then he will go down, pick the earth up on his tusk, and thus just lift her up out of the water. And also we read there that after he keeps her, now she has to be in the air, of course in the air, but she's supported by Anantasesh from below. She's on the hood of Anantasesh. So, but he keeps her in the above, right? Again, brings her up out of water. So the earth is 0.02 actually. 0.02 millions of yojanas above the surface of Garbhodaka ocean. Because Garbhodaka ocean is 250 million yojanas deep. And then on the surface, you have, so first there is Kurmadev. On top of Kurma, so Kurmadev is on the surface of water. He's there. He is 1 million yojanas high. On top of Kurmadev is Anantasesh, who's another million yojanas high. And on top of Anantasesh is Bhumandala, this earth, the disk earth, Bhumandala. The details I can explain to you in the next session because the time is running out. I will tell about Rakta-varāha in the next session. But this is Śveta-varāha. There is no fighting or anything in Śveta-varāha. Fighting happens with Rakta-varāha. That he comes at a different time. But so every morning, and how many? So in one day of Brahma, there are, so that we'll discuss later on. But every morning when Brahmaji wakes up, Varahadev comes to lift the earth. Or the first day, no, every day he has this, but Śveta-varāha comes on the first day, not every day. The first day of his month. So there are 30 days in one month of Varahadev. For us, we have a name for each day in English calendar, each day of the week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, again Sunday, Monday. But for Brahmaji, each day of the month has a name. So first day is called Shveta Kalpa or Varaha Kalpa or Śveta-varāha Kalpa. First day of the month is called Śveta-varāha Kalpa. Brahmaji's first day of the month. Like this, each day has a name. And his 30th day is called Pitrukalpa. Pitrukalpa. Then again, the next month starts. First day is called Śveta-varāha Kalpa. Why it is called Śveta-varāha Kalpa or Varaha Kalpa or Śveta Kalpa? Because on the first day, Varahadeva appears. White Varaha, Śveta-varāha appears. So that's the deity that Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu visited now. Śveta-varāha. Also called, that place, that temple is called Vṛddhakola. So we can discuss further tomorrow because I have to go now. It's time for Mangalarti. Thank you all so much. We will do
Thank you,
70.
Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. 74 we'll do tomorrow. And we can discuss Raktavaraha also. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita
Amrit
ki
ki jai.
Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki
jai.
Srila
Srila
Prabhupada
Prabhupada ki jai.
Namaste.
Thank you, Mataji. Dandavat pranam.
Dandavat pranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Kalpatarupyascha kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo.